Hello, everybody. Sorry for that little delay. We were just trying to get everything up and running perfectly. We're going to give one more minute here. If you guys can answer the little Q&A. Oh, there's our Polly. There she is. Hi, Polly. Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, we got you. Awesome. We have some great participants, 170 of you on right now. Perfect. We will get started in just a second. Let the last few people come on here. But we are really excited for this one today, talking everything about the PDO Thread Lift. And we have our famous RN Polly on the other side to answer all of your questions. So lucky all of us, right? Awesome. So, okay, let's get started. I do want to mention we have that Q&A box right in there. So if you guys have questions as we're going, please put your questions in the Q&A and we have our expert who will answer anything you guys may need. So perfect. Let's get started here. I want to, we'll get going with our first event here. Okay, our agenda today, everybody, we are going to do a quick intro about me, Polly, the Revive Med Spa in general. We're going to then talk all about the PDO threads, show you some cool videos, some before and afters. We'll answer all of your questions if we don't do it during, at the end. So if you have questions, make sure to put those in there. We're going to be talking about the promos and then we'll wrap it up. So we should be done within the hour. So let's get started. Okay, so Revive Med Spa, most of you already know us. We are the #1 med spa here in San Diego. We actually just opened our 3rd location a few months back in Encinitas, and that's what this lovely picture is here. Cool thing about all of our locations, we are able to do our PDO threads at all 3 locations with all of our very qualified providers. Our Encinitas location is actually a SkinCeuticals flagship store. So that means for all of you, we get the latest and greatest on all the new SkinCeuticals products. We get extra training and we get the whole line of products. So this is really cool because we always know what's coming, what's going to help, and what product will pair nicely with any treatment that you get for any of your skin concerns. So that's really cool. I will mention also that being the #1 med spa means we are the #1 provider of Botox, Juvederm, and Latisse in the nation. So these are all really cool things. Hopefully that gives you guys a little more idea of how established we are, how much part of the community we are, and all of that. And I will also mention that we are about to celebrate our 15-year anniversary in March. So our Mission Valley location was our first location. So 15 years in business. So that's pretty cool. Perfect. Now we have a little bit of history there. And this part I know everyone's going to be very excited for as well, our event giveaways. So we have a $500 Revive gift card. Just anybody is eligible if you are watching this virtual event. So yay. $500 gift card. We are giving away a full-size SkinCeuticals CE Ferulic. This is the best vitamin C, and I'm pretty sure Polly can attest to that as well. Don't you love SkinCeuticals, right, Polly?
Yes, I'm a big lover.
Big lover. I think we all are. I mean, the CE Ferulic is there's a reason it's the #1 vitamin C product in the world because it works. So brightens, lightens, tightens, awesome.
Does it all. It's a must. That or Floritin CF. You can do either. So there's options.
There are options for the different skin types. And again, that's what our wonderful providers will be able to help you out with because they know all about it and they're very educated. We're also going to be giving away a full-size HA intensifier. And this guy is amazing for amplifying any filler because it is hyaluronic acid. So it's up to 30% plumper, more volume. They call this, the best part about it, they call this Botox in a bottle because it just plumps the skin, gives you that awesome hydration. So these two together are like a dynamic duo. So really excited to give these guys away. So just also to mention, all of our winners will be announced via our Instagram stories. And then also you will be sent an email. So watch for that after the live and we'll get going. All right, so a little bit about backstory. Our medical director and CEO of Revive Med Spa is Dr. Vishal Verma. It's pretty cool. It's nice to have, the medical director also the owner, CEO of the company. So we are always getting the latest and greatest in all of the technologies, the equipment, and trainings. So that's a big thing. I know all of our providers here at Revive Med Spa are always getting trained, and any questions, whatever they want, they get, so that we can bring that to you guys. So really cool there. I will, Polly Moore. Polly, do you want to credential yourself a little bit? Tell the people
You're
what
doing
they
a
want to know.
great job. You go for it.
You're so cute. So Polly is our, I'll pump you up a little, Polly. So
Thanks,
she is an
Liz.
amazing RN here. She does it all. We call her our star because you've probably seen her in a lot of our ads that have been out, because Polly really does everything. She is wonderful with her injectables, the Botox, neurotoxins, fillers. She's amazing at all of the laser treatments. So if you're looking for any laser resurfacing, Polly is your professional for that. And as you probably guessed, she also does the PDO threads, which we'll be talking about. And she is very skilled and just knows a lot about all of these treatments and procedures. So trust Polly with all of your questions and any aesthetic needs. All right. Quickly, briefly about me, you've probably seen me. I am the one that is behind the scenes on all of the social media, all of the ads. So if you've seen me, I'm Liz. I've done the social media and the content creation for a very long time, and I love it. And I love being able to bring all of this to you guys and be able to help answer questions and show you our wonderful staff here at Revive.
And
so
Liz,
perfect.
let me just say one thing. You truly are amazing. You run the show. You're amazing. And so is Sierra hiding in the back over here. You guys have done a phenomenal job.
Well, thank you, Polly. It's because of providers like you. You make our job fun and just a good time every day. So we are so excited. Awesome. Well, let's get started here on the PDOs, because I think that's why we're all here, right? So Polly, I'm going to turn to you on this one. Can you explain to our wonderful viewers and fans what are PDO threads?
So PDO threads, you've heard more and more about them lately. They're getting more popular. They are, the threads themselves are a suture material made out of polydiaxanone. Polydiaxanone's been around for many years, I think over 30 years. It's been used in all sorts of surgeries, plastic surgeries, cardio and thoracic surgeries. It's very safe. And so these threads are used to do different things in the face and provide lift and tightening and much more.
Perfect. So I think that answers a lot of questions. We always get that question, are PDO threads safe? And Polly just answered, yes, they have been used and you are in good hands. So I hope that answers at least one person's question that I know we were going to get.
Yeah. And they completely absorb naturally in your body. So they're not very safe, very safe.
Perfect. So now that we know what they are, can you tell us what a PDO thread lift is and what the purpose is?
So the purpose of a PDO thread lift is to give some lift to our faces, to lift the tissue a little bit. It's not going to be as dramatic as a facelift, but it can do a great job at lifting and giving some definition to jawline, cheeks. It helps to just reposition the skin a little bit and also stimulates a lot of collagen while they're in there. They provide tightening of the skin and strengthen the skin as well, as it's generating new collagen. With most of our treatments that we do, improvement and the lift is seen immediately. However, as time goes by, those results get better as more collagen production is taking place.
Very cool. So that is a really cool thing that you just mentioned, is that it's continuously producing this collagen. And so it's not just like a one and done treatment, right? You're going to continuously see these improvements, obviously add a little upkeep, as with all things in aesthetic medicine or beauty treatments. You have to keep up the results, but it will continuously provide the results that you're hoping to look for, right?
That's correct. So as with anything, like you mentioned, unfortunately, nothing's permanent, which is good and bad sometimes. We always have to do maintenance treatments, especially with this. It's an investment for sure. So you want to protect that and make the results be the most optimized. So some maintenance treatments are necessary.
Perfect. That sounds great. All right, let's go. So we always get this question a lot as well. Who is a candidate for PDO threads, a thread lift?
So almost everyone technically is. Some candidates, the treatment may vary based on individual person and what the goals are. But in general, men and women with early signs of aging or mild wrinkling, mild sagging skin, who want to improve by creating some lift. It may be someone who doesn't necessarily need more volume with filler, but rather just kind of repositioning and improving the skin's condition. And then the areas we can treat are many. The most common ones are areas of the face, jowls, jawline, cheeks, neck, brows, and more.
All of them. Yay, perfect. Exactly. So I think that's really cool that you did point that out, that almost everyone can be a candidate. I know, Polly, personally, I'm excited that I can be on this with you because she has actually added, you probably saw that picture in the last slide. You did a few just here under my chin for me. I wanted to know what it felt like, see any results, but I mean, exactly. It just tightens, gives that little collagen, a little tiny lift. And, it was cool to know that I could be a candidate for this kind of a revolutionary treatment.
And we need to do your next treatment, Liz.
That's right, my upkeep. We got to keep it going. I'm ready for you, Polly. All right, let's keep going here. So, during the PDO thread lift treatment, can you kind of explain to our wonderful viewers, like, what does this entail? What do they expect when they come in for this treatment?
So when they come in, they have already had a consult with one of the providers that provides this treatment. So that is the first step, and that's probably the most important. In the consult, it's determined what your goals are, what's needed, what the treatment is going to involve, and as far as the various sizes of threads, and that will all be determined by your provider. At the time of your treatment, it's people's, they always tell me it seems really scary, but it's really not that scary at all. The skin is marked out, you're clean, the skin is marked out. We numb the area that's to be treated, and then the threads are inserted with a blunt tipped cannula, and they're inserted until we reach the desired position we'd like them to be. The cannula is removed while the thread's left in place, and then it's kind of pulled tight, and then the excess thread is trimmed, and that's it.
Easy peasy. And I'm glad you touched on that part, because a lot of people will see a video that we post, or an example of the treatment, and like, oh my gosh, that looks so painful. But you do mention that we do use an anesthesia or anesthetic that numbs the area. So we make this treatment as comfortable as possible for you, in hopes that you'll have your best results, because we don't want to torture you. This is a good thing.
And with other procedures, there can be some discomfort. You will feel something, but in general, it's very tolerable. I think lip filler is worse than PDO thread.
I've heard, yes, I have heard many people, and I've watched a lot of these treatments as well and seen them, and I do feel like the lip filler, more people are more nervous for that one. So hopefully that will ease anybody's worries that are out there. And you also did mention, and I want to just reiterate, that the PDO thread does require a consultation, because like you said, every face is different. Your goals are different. The treatment will be different. So this is a good thing, and you'll be able to meet with your provider and, express what you want to ultimately accomplish from the treatment.
One other thing with the consult is, again, it's important for all those reasons you mentioned, and also to assess, while we're assessing goals, to determine if this treatment is going to be what you're wanting overall. You might be more of a surgical candidate. So if that's the case, we will talk about that. But usually most people are happy with the PDO thread treatment.
Perfect. Awesome. All right, let's go to the next slide here. Oops, excuse me. There we go. So after the treatment, this will be cool. A lot of people, the question we get so much is, what's the downtime? So Polly, please take it away.
So the downtime can be minimal, although there is some. I mean, downtime is so relative for each person. After the treatment, you can be pretty sore. You can have some swelling, you can have some bruising. So you can do things ahead of time to minimize your risk of bruising, like avoid blood thinning medications, alcohol. You can take arnica as well beforehand, but still anticipate you could have some bruising. The bruising and swelling usually resolves within a week. And then for post-care, you just want to be really careful not to do anything that will kind of jostle the area that was treated. So we want those threads to remain engaged in the tissue. So you want to, limit your big facial animation for it's hard. For me, it was super hard. I had to like hold my face.
No complications.
Yes. So you have to minimize big facial animation, no vigorous or strenuous exercising like running or anything that's kind of going to jostle the area. You got to sleep on your back for as long as you can, maybe a week or two, which is really hard for me personally. But I found a trick, and that was the airline pillows, the airplane pillows that go around your neck. Game changer. Anyone can sleep on their back with those things.
I love that. Tips from RN Polly.
Yes.
Very smart.
Those are pretty much the main ones. You can take Tylenol for any discomfort. Don't massage or manipulate the area. It's pretty much the most important ones.
Perfect. Yeah. I mean, so, and it's also important to point out that, because this is non-surgical, it's not going to be the same, prep work or aftercare that you would
Right.
from having
And
a
less
facelift
risk
or anything.
too, right.
Yeah. Less risk. So very cool there. Awesome. All right. Let's move to the video. We're going to show you a fun video of Polly doing this. We've sped up the video so you can kind of just see how she goes around. Also, please note this video was pre-COVID. That is why she is not wearing her mask there. So don't get worried. We always have masks and we're very COVID conscious here. So let's play this here for you guys.
That's funny. There's no sound.
Awesome. I don't know if you guys could hear the sound. I'm sorry if you could not. That was
Fun either way.
Yeah, perfect. So you can sort of see, I mean, Paul, you can kind of explain, how you do one side and then another. I mean, how long will this typical treatment take if they're doing a whole face like this?
It can take anywhere from an hour to hour and 15 minutes usually. And that includes, arrival, photos, cleaning, prep, all of it.
Perfect. Yes. And we are big on taking those before and after so that you can see, the immediate results of, your treatment and then the continued ones as well. So perfect. Let's go to, oops, so sorry. We're doing it again. All right, so let's look at a couple of before and after pictures here. These are so cool. Polly, I want you to go into detail about these and explain to people what they're looking at here.
So this was a lovely patient. This was the picture on the left-hand side is her, the day of the treatment before we did anything. And then the next photo next to it is 6 weeks later. So you can see she has improvement in her nasolabial folds, along the jawline, jowls are improved. Her cheeks are just kind of repositioned up. This was a fantastic result for her. She was very happy.
These look so great. And I always notice, yeah, exactly the jowls here and like the cheek lift. I'm so refreshed. It's such a really cool look. Very good results here. All right, let's look at this one.
This was another wonderful patient. This is before the treatment and then immediately after. So immediately after, although she does have some swelling, you still can see lifting and improvement. And then as the weeks go by, things are going to improve even more.
Perfect. So this is immediately after, you said, is that why you can see like just the little
Yeah,
tiny
little entry
marks?
points. Yep.
Perfect. So that's what it looks like, everybody, right after. You know, you clip it down and then it heals over and there's not going to be a spot or like a
Yeah.
incision or
Yeah.
anything there. So,
It's just a
yeah.
little poke, and then before you leave, you know, we put little steri strips to cover that little entry point. And I saw a question here, can you wear makeup afterward? You want to keep those little sites clean for, you know, good 48 hours. So if you're going to wear makeup, don't put it near those entry sites or keep them covered with a Band-Aid. They close up really fast, but we don't want to get risk anything, you know, getting in there.
Perfect. Good question. Thanks. Keep sending those through, you guys. That was good. All right. And we can look at this one too.
And this is another great treatment. This was done by Leilani. I think I was in there as well. But this is a great treatment of lifting the cheeks. What's the word? Sharpening that jawline, defining the jaw. The submental area, this under the chin area, is tighter. Fabulous result. And this was the before picture was the day of the treatment, and then the after photo was 6 weeks later.
Nice. This one is very good. I really like that result. Definitely. All right. And how about this one?
This gorgeous man, we just lifted his cheeks. He didn't need much because he's already pretty perfect, but we just lifted his cheeks just to give him, you know, more defined cheekbone area and just give him some pop. And this was before and then immediately after. So you can hardly tell we even did anything on him.
I know, that's crazy. Oh, it just looks, yeah, just refreshed and just a little lift. I love that. Very nice. All right. And how about this one?
This one again was before and then immediately after. We lifted her cheeks. You can see them kind of just repositioned up. Nasolabial folds are improved, jawline's improved. And then we've done several on this patient and very, very happy.
Perfect. Yeah, these are great as well. See, and I love about this treatment that it is just a subtle, but you're like, wait a sec, you look so refreshed and so like, what's going on? Hold on a minute. And the no downtime, I mean, can't beat that. All right, so let's go. And we got a lot of questions coming up. I know we had a question come in earlier about, you know, you kind of touched on it. So the no drinking alcohol, like we just want to make sure that this is the pre-treatment plan. Like, can you just touch on like a couple things again of what you can do and can't do before?
Right. So before treatment, you know, you just want to minimize risk of bruising by avoiding aspirin, ibuprofen, fish oil, vitamin E, anything that's going to thin the blood. It can just, you know, make you bleed more, and you could have more risk of bruising. So if you can avoid those things, that would be optimal. You can also take arnica before the treatment. That can help, and arnica afterward will help. Those are the big things for before treatment.
Awesome. All right, let me open up some of these questions here. Give me just a minute. Polly, if you can see them on your end too, feel free to pop in there.
Yeah. Oh, so how long does it last? That's a good question.
Great question.
You know, it is temporary. It's not permanent. However, you know, if you do your initial treatment and you adhere to the follow-up appointments where we do some, you know, throw in some little maintenance threads, your results can last longer. The threads themselves, the bigger threads themselves, usually fully dissolve within about 6 months. However, while they're in your skin, in your face at the time, they're building a lot of collagen around them, like a scaffolding of collagen. So even after they're fully reabsorbed, it's not like your face just falls back down. That being said, at 6 month mark, we do reassess, and you may need some maintenance threads in between there to maintain those optimal results long term.
Perfect. And I know you mentioned earlier to me as well that even when you, it works really well if you complement it with like another type of treatment that we offer at Revive. I know you said something, maybe somebody could benefit from like a little filler as well as like an additional little thread. Is
Yeah.
that something that happens?
Yeah. So sometimes people might, they may be great with their volume. They may not need any filler, and threads are all they need. And that's great. But sometimes it's a combination. Threads are going to help to lift and strengthen the skin. But if someone's really needing volume, they're still going to need filler, and it can enhance the effects of both treatments, the thread lift and filler treatment. They complement each other. So for instance, doing a thread lift might improve everything here, but you still may need some filler in areas where we tend to need filler. Botox is another one that would be really beneficial and complement this treatment. There you go. And then also, I just on one more thing, on the skincare that you mentioned in the start, that's like probably one of the most important things, because if you're on a good skincare regimen, something that is going to increase cell turnover, provide anti-aging effects, those are all going to enhance your treatment.
Perfect. And I know because you're such a goddess on all of our laser treatments as well, you had mentioned this to me once, and I think we should bring that up. So we get a question like, if you get a PDO thread lift, can you do a laser resurfacing that week, 2 weeks? When are you safe to do a laser resurfacing?
Good question. You can do it afterward, but you need to wait a period of time. I like to wait like 6 to 8 weeks before any laser resurfacing treatment. We don't want to do anything that's going to put heat on the area of the threads, because that can help, or that can cause the threads to break down sooner than we would like. You could do laser resurfacing beforehand and just probably wait like 2 weeks until you would do a thread treatment. Just make sure the skin's all healed and recovered from your laser treatment.
Awesome. Thank you. That was good. And I know hopefully that answers some of people's questions in there. All right. Do we have any others? Let's see here. Polly, if you can see any.
Hi, Olivia. Olivia asked, as it stimulates your own collagen, will you eventually not need them anymore? That would be ideal. That would be fantastic. No, you're just going to have to keep on it. Usually, after you do an initial series, you may not need them as often, but you can always keep treating to get, better and better effect. I wish you could do a few and then not need them anymore, but it's always good to keep doing it.
Absolutely. We all wish that. We always wish Botox lasted forever too, right? It would be great. All right. What other questions? Are you seeing any? I'm sorry, I'm having a little problem getting into my questions here.
Let's see. How long do you need to sleep on your back? If you can make it a week, that would be fantastic. As long as you can. I know that I could only make it a week. But the longer the better. Like up to 2 weeks would be better than a week.
Perfect. And can you use ice if like you're a little tender? Is ice an okay thing to put on there afterwards? Like
you can, yes, you can, as long as those entry sites are protected and covered. And the ice is not, dirty bag of peas from your freezer. We want to make sure it's clean and the skin is protected, so you're not introducing any gross stuff into those entry sites. And and you don't want to press too hard either if you're going to ice. So if you are going to use the ice pack, just very gentle, not a lot of pressure, because you don't want to interfere with those threads engagement in the tissue.
Perfect. And I think that is a good point that you did mention, is just being really gentle. I know we can't stress it enough. We kind of already said, no running, any of that, but just gentle while your skin's healing and building that collagen over it. So also a good one. Okay, are there any others you see in there, Polly, that are good that we haven't covered yet?
Let's see. I have not seen anyone have any sort of allergic or inflammatory reaction to this. I have not. It's very safe as far as I know. I've not read anything about that either.
Good. Good. And it's important to note that, all of our providers, they're all medically trained. And so, if anything were to happen, it's very rare, but, we have people on staff that know what to do in those circumstances. So we are a medical aesthetic facility, so you are in good hands here.
Sorry, I'm just seeing if there's any.
No. I know, I'm sorry, my questions aren't popping up, everyone. Otherwise, I would help Polly read these. And I will also note, if you have questions after this, you are always free to send us a DM to our Instagram. You can call us, text us. We are always available to answer your questions about this treatment. So don't think that this is your only time to ever answer. We have a great blog section on everything. So there's ways we can help answer any questions you may have.
Here's one. Can you see the thread where they're cut under the skin until it is dissolved? No, you cannot see any of the threads once they're in. They are buried underneath the skin.
Yeah. They are there. Cool. Okay, let's get one more maybe we can answer that we probably haven't, if you see anything in there. Not sure. Polly, if you see anything, let me know that you're interested in answering there.
We covered most everything.
Perfect. Yeah, we try to answer always your, the frequently asked questions, because I figure if I have a question on it, I'm going to talk about it, because that's very common, all these questions that we get. So again, feel free to always send us a DM, call, text us. We are here. But that does bring me over to this fun part, our event promotions. So today, if you do schedule a complimentary consultation for PDO threads or a laser treatment, just mention this event and you will receive a $25 gift card plus $100 off your PDO thread treatment. So really cool, just multiple ways to save. And you can request to see our fabulous Miss Polly and have her help you out.
Yes, I would be happy to see everyone. We also have several other wonderful, amazing providers that do this treatment. And not everyone can yes, everyone can do this treatment, but it takes, a lot of training, intensive training. So you're in good hands with whoever you see here for it. We all have been trained very well and ongoing too.
Exactly. Great. I'm glad you brought that up too. Yes, the extensive trainings and constantly ongoing, and they're always learning the latest and greatest on any of these treatments.
And available at all our locations as well. So Carmel Valley, Mission Valley, and Encinitas.
There you go. Yep. We have places for everyone to come in and get your appointments. So awesome. Well, thank you so much, Polly. I'm going to see. I think we've covered most everything. PDO Threads 101.
Yes. Thank you, Liz. You're a wonderful host.
Thank you. Well, you're a wonderful guest and expert to talk to. So everybody keep in mind, you will be entered to win the gift card to Revive, as well as any of these wonderful SkinCeuticals products. Check our Instagram stories today and your emails, because the winners will be emailed. And don't forget to schedule your complimentary consultation, because we can take care of you and see if you're a candidate and help you out. So awesome. Thank you so much for your time, Polly. You were fabulous. And everyone, we will see you for the next event.
Bye.
All right. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Bye.